The Gambia Center for Victims of Human Rights Violation has issued a press release urging the Gambian National Assembly to call for an extraordinary session to review the TRRC report and the government's white paper. The press release reads, and I quote, "On the 24th of November 2021, the final report of the TRRC was submitted to the President of the Republic of the Gambia. 6 months after the report was submitted to the government white paper was released. The Gambia Center for Victims of Human Rights Violation thus wishes to bring to your attention this development. Following the release of the white paper, the Victim Center and some of its partners acknowledged the effort of the government for the timely release of the paper. The Victim Center also took note of the fact that out of 265 recommendations made by the TRRC, the government rejected only 2, therefore accepting the rest of the recommendations for implementation. The main objectives of the TRRC pursuant to Section 13 of the Act are to create an impartial historical record of violations and abuse of human rights from July 1994 to January 2017 in order to promote healing and reconciliation, address impunity, and prevent a petition of the violation of holding perpetrators to account and grant reparations to victims. Therefore, it is in light of this background that the Victim Center stressed the need for an urgent roadmap outlining the steps involved in the implementation process of the white paper. Pursuant to Section 30 of the TRRC Act of the Government Obligation, subsection 1 clearly states that within 30 days of receiving the report, the President shall submit a copy of the TRRC report to the National Assembly, and subsequently subsection 3 under Section 30 states that the government shall within 6 months following the submission of the report issue a white paper containing its proposed plan to the implementation in the Gazette. On December 24, 2021, the Ministry of Justice published the TRRC report and presented a copy to the National Assembly through the Office of the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Therefore, it is incumbent and duty-bound on the National Assembly members to reconvene on the debate of the important work and findings of the TRRC for holding government of the Gambia to task on the effective and diligent implementation of the TRRC recommendations. It is in this regard that the Victim Center is urgently requesting the National Assembly members to call for an extraordinary session with a view to receive the TRRC report and the government white paper. Also to propose a timeline for the government to come up with a realistic roadmap. The roadmap should indicate the process of implementation as well as to set up committees that would collaborate with the National Assembly Rights Commission in promoting the implementation at any stage of the process. As lawmakers, we are optimistic that our request for the National Assembly to call for an extraordinary session on the TRRC report and the government white paper will be treated with the urgency and diligence it requires. End of release. Reporting for LSTV1, I am Ami Fadera.